Dalai Lama, the spiritual leader of Tibet. The Dalai Lama is the title given to the spiritual leader of Tibetan Buddhism, believed to be the reincarnation of Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of compassion. The 14th Dalai Lama, Tenzin Gyatso, is one of the most recognized spiritual leaders in the world, known for his teachings on peace, compassion, and nonviolence. His life has been marked by exile, political struggle, and a tireless commitment to promoting human values and Tibetan culture. Early life and recognition as Dalai Lama. The 14th Dalai Lama, Tenzin Gyatso, was born on July 6, 1935, in a small village in Taksar, Amdo, Tibet. His birth name was Lamo Tondap, and he was born into a humble farming family. At the age of 2, he was recognized as the reincarnation of the 13th Dalai Lama, Tenzin Gyatso, after a series of traditional spiritual tests conducted by Tibetan monks. In 1940, at the age of 4, he was officially enthroned as the 14th Dalai Lama in Lhasa, the capital of Tibet. His early years were dedicated to intensive religious and academic training, studying Buddhist philosophy, logic, literature, and Tibetan history. He received his final degree, equivalent to a doctorate in Buddhist philosophy, at the age of 24. China's invasion and the Tibetan struggle. In 1950, when the Dalai Lama was just 15 years old, the People's Republic of China invaded Tibet, claiming it as part of its territory. A year later, Tibet was forced to sign the 17-point agreement, which placed Tibet under Chinese control while promising autonomy, a promise that was never fulfilled. As tensions grew, Tibetans revolted against Chinese rule in 1959, leading to a brutal crackdown. Fearing for his life and the future of his people, the Dalai Lama fled into exile in India. He was granted asylum in Dharamsala, where he established the Tibetan government in exile. Since then, he has worked tirelessly to preserve Tibetan culture and advocate for Tibetan autonomy on the international stage. Advocate for peace and nonviolence. Despite the occupation of Tibet, the Dalai Lama has always promoted nonviolence as the path to freedom. His philosophy is based on the principles of compassion, forgiveness, and dialogue. He has called for a middle-way approach which seeks autonomy for Tibet within China rather than complete independence. His peaceful resistance and dedication to human rights earned him the Nobel Peace Prize in 1989. The committee recognized his efforts to resolve the Tibetan crisis without violence and his promotion of global peace and interfaith dialogue. Teachings and influence. The Dalai Lama is not just a political figure. He is a spiritual leader and philosopher whose teachings focus on compassion, mindfulness, and happiness. He has written numerous books on Buddhism, ethics, and science, often collaborating with Western scientists to bridge the gap between Buddhism and modern knowledge. His key teachings include compassion and kindness, the foundation of a meaningful life, inner peace, achieving happiness through self-awareness and meditation, interfaith harmony, respect and dialogue between different religions, environmental responsibility, a strong advocate for protecting the planet. His messages have inspired millions worldwide, including world leaders, scientists, and ordinary people seeking a deeper understanding of life. Retirement and Tibetan future. In 2011, the Dalai Lama stepped down as the political leader of Tibet, transferring his powers to the democratically elected Tibetan government in exile. He remains the spiritual leader of Tibetan Buddhism, but has encouraged Tibetans to adopt a democratic approach to their governance. The question of his successor remains controversial. Traditionally, Dalai Lamas are reincarnated, but the Chinese government has attempted to control the selection process, leading to concerns about Tibet's future leadership. Legacy. The Dalai Lama's impact extends beyond Tibet. He has become a global symbol of peace, advocating for nonviolence, human rights, and environmental awareness. His teachings have influenced millions, encouraging people to live with kindness, patience, and understanding.